Peace and love, everyone. Sending you all positive energy, high vibrations, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Today, I'm going to be speaking about an ancient practice that was used in one of the first mothers of civilization, which is Kemet, African spirituality. Okay? And this was a science that the pharaohs and the netters used in Kemet. Okay? And now this knowledge is crystallized throughout the universe, and there's several traditions that go by these ancient practices that was used for decades. Okay? So you all might have heard the term the mind, the body, and the spirit. And we must have the mind, the body, and the spirit balanced properly in order to elevate, okay, and to live a harmony, peaceful, abundant life, okay? And once we're dealing with the mind, body, and spirit, it's symbolic to the ancient teachings of the Ba and the Ka. Okay, so when we're dealing with the Ba and the Ka, we are dealing with lower Ka, higher Ka, and also the Ba. Okay, so when we're dealing with the Kas, we're dealing with consciousness levels. Okay, for an example, the lower Ka is symbolic to our ego. Okay, our physical, our intuitive, also our astral body, okay, our personality. And when we deal with the higher Ka, we're dealing with the divine source, oneness, uniting, power from the divine, okay, peace, love, harmony, knowing, calmness, universal knowledge. Okay, so when we're dealing with the Ba, we're dealing with the body of the God that lies within us. Okay, so it's the spirit of God that's within us. We all can access. Okay, so for an example, the lower Ka, okay, is known as the Set, the lower self, because that's where the physical. So like when I explain the chakras, we have that 3 chakras: the root, the solar plex, and we also have the sacral chakra, right? And those 3 chakras is known to be third dimensional, physical, So we want to ascend from the lower chakras and rise to the higher chakra, the divine Ka. Okay, so the lower Ka and the higher Ka is symbolic to Set lower, Asar higher. Okay, Set was the Kemet god that created chaos among the world, chaos, separation, evil, low vibrating energy. Asar was the god that created righteousness, love, peace, knowledge, nourishment of the bodies in Kemet. Okay, Asar and also Set was the rulers over Kemet that brought righteousness into the kingdom. Okay, so they were known all over Kemet and had statues all over Kemet because they brought humanity peace and love and knowledge, divineness, basically divinity, devotion. Okay, so when I speak of them too, I just instantly get excited because I love the energy of those too. Okay, they did so much to Kemet, and everyone looked up to them just because of the role that they played. Okay, so what we have to do in order to connect to a higher level of consciousness, I always tell individuals, we have to die. We have to go through those traumatic experiences in order to elevate. Okay? Once we have those experiences, just like Jesus Christ. Okay? He got beat up, he got scraped up, he died, okay? And he reincarnated, he rose from the dead again. So we have to have those traumatic experiences in order to elevate. So what they were trying to get us to have the understanding of in African spirituality and Kemet of the mind, the body, and spirit, or the Ka and the Ba, was to ascend with Asar, ascend to a higher level of consciousness by having some self-acknowledgement, some self-awareness, by advancing our thinking, our mind, elevating. Okay? So once we reunite the lower Ba with the higher Ka, we gain a superpower of divine oneness. Okay? So we gain our powers. So when like for an example, they have a actual, hold on, I'm gonna show you all the picture. Here's the picture here. So they have an actual picture of a bird, right? And it's symbolic to Aset and Asar. Now Aset, she turns herself into a bird, okay? And she hovers over the mummy wings, okay? And the wings represents the breath of life, the Ba, okay? So the breath of life from the Ba, Asar became erected, he ejaculated, and Haru is born. Okay? So this was an example to show us from death always comes life. Okay? We are eternal. Okay? We don't die, we multiply. Okay? And that's what the ancients were trying to show us. I'm going to do a separate video on the weighing of the heart and what that was symbolic to, so I'm not going to go deep all into it. But it's about living in harmony, in peace and love, okay? And having the understanding of the mind, the body, and spirit. And once we do, we elevate, okay? So when we see the wings and we have the serpents, okay? We have the two snakes, right? And they crossing over each other, and it's symbolic to the divine masculine and feminine. It's the core of creation, okay? And it's also symbolic to the Kundalini energy, the serpent. It's also symbolic to the higher intelligent beings, the elites that's over the ancient families. The first ones is the higher intelligent beings, the elongated scars that was found in Black Sea. Those are the true serpent people, okay? Always be familiar with that. I'm going to show you all pictures on that too. So the wings represents the breath of life for the Ba, okay? And the Ba is the God that dwells within us. It's the spirit, okay? But in order for us to reunite the Ba and the Ka, the lower Ka and the higher Ka, we must have some soul evolution, okay? We must have those traumatic experiences. Go to the dark and get through the light, okay? The more we learn, the more we grow. So once we are expanding our level of consciousness, we're elevating higher, okay? We're elevating to the divine Ka. And that's what we want to do, because our Kundalini energy rises from the back of our spine where the sleeping serpents are resting, okay? And it rises up to 33 vertebrae, okay? We gain the wings. The wings is the God, the spirit within us. And what happens? That pineal gland awakens, okay? So we awaken the sleeping serpent, also known as the Christ consciousness, also known as the sun that's within us, okay? So when we're dealing with the Ka and the Ba, okay, lower Ka, higher Ka, and also the Ba. We're dealing with the mind, body, and spirit. And it's symbolic to us elevating. Okay? The ancients were big on this and they knew. After death, it's always life. We are eternal. Okay? We don't die, we multiply. And I wanted you all to have the knowledge of the Ka and the Ba. And this is the picture that is shown and is symbolic to the Ka and the Ba. Okay? I had another picture, but I don't know what I did with it. So, we just want to be familiar with these ancient practices that was used for decades and how we can access this knowledge to help us navigate throughout the universe smoothly. And we want to operate out of a heart space of love. Okay? That's why the love is the highest vibration to emit. Okay? We don't want to think with our mind, but we want to think with our heart, because our heart sends that vibration signal to our brain when it's in a state of calmness and tapped into the unknown. Okay? And is aware of the emotions as well. Our emotions, okay, and our thoughts. It manifests our reality. Okay? But our heart is the highest vibration to emit. So we have to operate from our heart space of love. And the best way to tap into it is to tap into our right hemisphere, which is the divine feminine energy, which is the hard empathy of love, emotion, nourisher, okay, love. And when we tap in and we're on that right hemisphere of intuitive as well, okay, we are tapping into the heart space of love, which comes from the center, because everything is created from the center, from that black void, from that space. Okay, even in geometry. And what we do is, once we elevate, we expand ourselves out. That's just like in growth and development with the body of our cells. Okay, everything expands itself out. Okay, just like the geometry figures, our cells do the same thing in growth and development. So we must be aware that once we are aware of who we are internally, okay, we start to elevate and ascend. Okay, so that's when we will receive the soul evolution, when we know how to access the divine power of the divine Ka. Okay, always be familiar with that. We're going to have those experiences with our lower self, our set self. You know, we're going to have those lower experiences, and it's for growth and elevation. But we must know how to access our powers and conquer ourselves, basically master ourselves, and be able to get through those challenging moments in order to elevate and become better and become one within ourselves. Okay, once we become one within ourselves, then we are able to have the understanding of divine oneness. Okay, because we're all together here as a whole, co-creating. Okay, and no one is separate or no one is better than the other. Okay, no matter the materialistic possessions or anything, we are all here together. Okay, to love and to help one another much as we can. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy, high vibrations, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Make sure that you hit the like button, you subscribe to my channel, and you leave any comments or questions in the description below. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy. I love you. Peace and love.